The following podcast is a satirical comedic take on a podcast. None of the statements of the hosts and guests are to be taken seriously. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright, you
All
count
right.
down.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, I think that worked.
All right, cool. I didn't hear your fucking clap, and I gotta hazard the guess that you didn't hear mine.
Yeah, I think I began to hear your clap, but then cut out. Because Discord was just like, no clapping.
You know what? Good enough. That's fine. That's good enough.
Yeah.
So, how long do we plan for these episodes to go for? Like, are we gonna be like one of them bullshit bang out 20-minute episode kind of podcast? Or are we gonna be like a 4-hour long shithead ass conversation kind of podcast? Like, what are we going for here?
I would say more play, watch, listen, less Joe Rogan. So about an hour.
Okay, I know Joe Rogan. I don't know play, watch, listen.
Okay, play, watch,
But then
listen.
again, everybody knows fucking Joe Rogan because he's my dad.
Yeah,
It's true. He's my father. I came from his nutsack. Try and disprove me. You can't You can't disprove me, or Joe Rogan gets in contact with us. Either way, that's a win-win on my end.
And either way, he hasn't been paying child support either.
I don't need child support. What am I, a pussy? I made it fine on my own. I have my own money. What do I need his for? What do you ever do for me?
Become an internet meme?
Nothing. That's what. Fuck him. He wasn't in my life. I don't want him in my life. I got a better dad. I don't really know where this bit's going.
I was wondering where. Yeah. So let's aim for an hour.
All right, fuck it, an hour. That's fine. Yeah.
Because that's not too ridiculous.
If we go over an hour, will you castrate me?
No. I will only castrate you if we go to 2 hours.
Then I'll have to make sure we go to 2 hours. Listen, I'm just trying to get my PP touch, okay?
Has it been too long?
Wow, this fucking rum kicked in faster than I thought it would.
You're about to say you're the one drinking, not
different.
me.
You're not drinking? Oh, right. It's like fucking, 2:30 for you?
Pretty much, but I just woke up like half an hour ago, so.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I woke up about 10 hours ago. I slept for like 4 hours. I went to bed at 6 a.m., woke up at 10, and just kind of like, I can't go back to sleep. Oh, well. I've been up since then.
Damn.
I've been drinking for the last 2 hours.
See, I wish I could do that.
I'm not a lightweight, I promise.
For me, I can only really wake up early if I have something important. So if it's like a weekday and I have work, then I'm like, ooh, I have to get up at this time, and my body just like, ba-ding, like springs out of bed. If it's a weekend and I have nothing, even if I set an alarm, my body would be like, do we really have to get up now?
Yeah, no, it's fucking like, this is my time to sleep in. I kind of want to fucking take it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I've destroyed my body to the point where even when I want to fucking sleep in, I'm just like, there's these mornings where I've like ruined my self-esteem, or not self-esteem, but just I drank and did substances to the point where even after 4 hours of sleep, I just can't get back to sleep. You know what I'm talking about? I don't do substances. I only drink. That's the only. I promise that's the only substance.
Your substances are alcohol and juice, like apple juice or whatever.
Yeah,
juice you get.
Juice.
And nicotine. Those are your substances.
I don't smoke. No, that's a lie. That's slander. That's slander. I can sue you for that. I don't smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes. That's a lie. That doesn't happen. You can't prove that. It's just alcohol. All I do is drink, and that's because I'm based. But I definitely don't smoke cigarettes. I definitely don't do acid every weekend. I've never done weed in my life. It's none of it's true. You can't prove any of that.
That's true. I can't.
I haven't done cocaine ever. Heroin? What's that? I
Never
don't
heard of her.
spend $200 a week. Heroin? I hardly know her. That wasn't funny. That was stupid.
Oh yes, but that is this podcast. We've already agreed. This is
Yeah.
podcast. Oh my goodness.
So, we never did an intro.
No, we never did intro, but imagine
How
if some.
far in are we now?
I think
Oh,
about
we're
6
a good
minutes.
5 minutes in.
Yeah.
You want to do an intro? Or you want me to do an intro? Or should we
Uh,
do an intro at all?
what I'm imagining is I'm gonna do an intro and then we're just gonna slash cut to something that is a proper intro that will cut out entirely. But we'll see how it goes.
Placeholder.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you do the placeholder well enough, then like maybe we'll just keep it in. Fuck it.
Yeah. All right. I'll do something. All right. Hello, everyone, and
Alright,
welcome
yeah.
to the Duncecast. My name is.
Fuck all of you.
My name is Matt, aka the Red Brain. This is James, aka the Revel, and we are essentially Dunces. And this is an
I'm a
entirely
moron.
satirical and funny podcast that means nothing but might mean something, but you will never know when it does.
Nothing we say is to be taken seriously. It's all jokes, and that is directed at any CIA agents that might be listening in, because Lord knows I will say some stuff that is all only jokes.
Yes, Mr. Sniper Man, please remove the red dot from our foreheads as soon as
Chris
possible.
Kyle, please leave. You're supposed to be dead. Hey, do you know who Robert Golf is?
Robert Golf?
Yeah, Robert Golf. Do you know who Robert Golf is?
No, that honestly sounds like a made-up name.
It's not. It's
That's
a real person.
Damn.
Well, speaking of the CIA and having a sniper beam pointed at my head, let's just compound that real quick. Robert Golf was actually, I'm gonna start early. Back in like the 80s or 90s or whenever this happened, the CIA decided that they wanted to try and develop some kind of invisible camera. Now, I'm not going to go into why that's physically impossible, because you can't have a camera that doesn't bring in light but also brings in light through the lens at the same time to record. Like, that's just not a thing that can happen, but they tried. And after realizing that that was physically impossible, instead of making a physical invisible camera, they made a spiritual one instead. And they found this man's Robert Golf, who was a professional psychic and was trained in the art of astral projection.
Oh no.
So, I'm just gonna let that sink in for a second. The CIA, in order to make an invisible glass camera, hired a professional psychic and known astral projectionist. Now, what the fucking method was they would hook Robert into like a chair and put this contraption on his head so that his thoughts, like a visual representation of his thoughts, would be transmitted onto a monitor so that they could see what he sees, right? Sure. I don't know if that's possible or not.
Yeah.
It probably isn't. But let's just assume for the rest of the story that that's possible.
Okay.
Now, yeah, let's just assume.
Yeah.
So, what they would have Robert do is he would astral project and then just like go, like, use his like soul consciousness, whatever, that was being astral projected, and have that go into another room, and then whatever his soul that was astrally projected saw would be transmitted back to his brain, which was then wired into the monitor, so they could use him as an invisible camera. Fucking ingenious, right? Well, here's the fucking problem. I'm not even gonna explain why they would want to have an invisible camera. Why would anyway? It's for completely legal and understandable means. I mean, it's the CIA, of
Sure.
course. There's no reason to distrust the CIA.
Yeah, of
But
course not.
the story itself gets really interesting when Robert dies. See, one time they were testing. They were doing one of their many experiments on Robert Goff,
Mm-hmm.
and he astral projected just a little bit too long, which caused him to die. Now,
Mm.
I didn't personally know that astral projecting for too long could kill you, but I did a little bit of research and shit, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a thing that happens,
Yeah.
assuming that astral projection is a thing, but we're not. Again, let's just keep it to assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
So, Robert Goff projected too long and died. And after he died, for just a couple of seconds before he was revived by the CIA, he went to heaven, which means that there is several seconds of found footage depicting the actual heaven, like heaven itself. That Robert Goff's soul went to heaven, astrally projected to heaven after dying. That vision got transmitted back to his dead brain, which was then transmitted to the monitor, and they recorded that. And then they revived him, and he was fine, like seconds later. Now, the next day, the Vatican broke in and stole that tape and immediately put it in their vault, their Pope's secret underground vault of secret Christian artifacts and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I can with confidence say that the CIA psychically transmitted a vision of heaven directly into the Pope's secret underground vault, and that is not a sentence I thought I would ever say out loud and mean it. So that's Robert Goff. Should been a trivia for the day.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least staying on the subject of heaven and church related weirdness.
Yes, of course.
Um did you well, I highly doubt you did, but did you at all see the Pope recently address the Vatican and all the cardinals or whatever and like the highlights that he
Nope.
said? Okay.
No,
So
I don't really give a shit about the Pope, but if this is a funny story, please regale me.
well, it is interesting. He, in his most recent address, which looks like it was about 5 days ago, at least it was reported 5 days ago, him saying this. He has denounced cancel culture.
Nice.
Um,
Yo,
and
it's the Pope.
and he says that
Man.
he says, quote here from, what is this, Como News, whatever, says, Pope Francis sees cancel culture as a form of one-track thinking, which desires to
Yeah.
rewrite history by using modern morality. Um,
Yo, the Pope is finally based. We got him. He's based.
we got the Pope to be based.
We got him. He's been going off for the last 10 years has he been Pope now?
I
He's
think
been
so.
going off for the last 10 years about gay acceptance and shit like I probably shouldn't say it like that. I don't want to get us canceled right off the bat. I'm just gonna drop this. No, I'm just gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it. The Pope is cool now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. But his exact quote right here is saying any historical situation must be interpreted in accordance with the humanics of that particular time. So,
Mm.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because at least for me, it's like I always find it weird how because I don't know if you ever saw this, but years ago, some news agency went on George George Washington University campus. And
I don't even know where that is.
yeah, I don't know where that is either. But I think it's in Virginia. But
Nice.
and they interviewed students, and they were just like, "What do you like?" For whatever reason, the question was, "Are you okay with your university being named George Washington?"
God damn it!
And
God damn it!
There, at least of the interviews they showed, there was like, I think it showed about 8 students maybe. 3 of them were completely against the name, saying that it was George Washington, like, does not deserve to be honored in any way, shape, or form.
Fuck George Washington's accomplishments and what he did for the nation as a whole.
Yeah.
He owned slaves at one point in time, and therefore he is irredeemable. And that is how everyone should think. Am I right, fellow liberals? Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. But it was funny because it's like most of the people, like most of the people who were like okay with the name, it was like, I don't know, I think I need to go back and watch the video, but I'm pretty sure it was like, it didn't make sense with me, like, initially from the onlook of like what majors these students had, because I think they talked about their majors, and I'm just like, some of the people just didn't make sense. I'm like, why?
Liberal dance arts.
Why do you have this thought at all? But I don't know.
You are not qualified. Die. Die. My cup is empty. Fucking entertain the audience for exactly 2.4 seconds.
All right, audience. I want to give you a real debate here.
No, that was longer than 2.4. Fuck. I'm back. Audience.
Let's pretend James is still gone. We gotta settle the debate. Which is better, Dr. Pepper or Pib Extra? We gotta do this. That's true, James. Terrible. You hate both of them, don't you?
I hate that. I despise the taste of Dr. Pepper, and Mr. Pibb is literally just fucking. Pibb is just Dr. Pepper, but like bargain brand. Don't at me. It's even worse. I will die on this hill. The Dr. Pepper tastes horrible.
You will die for Mr. Dr. Pepper.
Every person alive who drinks Dr. Pepper can perish in the pits of hell for all I care.
All right, let me get my swimsuit on so I can dive in. Do a perfect dive.
Oh yeah, that's right. You like fucking Dr. Pepper.
Yes, I do.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You're horrible. You suck. I hate you. Podcast over. Fuck this shit. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Now what is your favorite soda? If you had to choose only one soda to exist, like in the world for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Okay. IBC Black Cherry.
Black cherry what? Like just black cherry like
it's IBC brand black cherry soda.
Oh, the IBC. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's
IBC brand?
What's your reasoning for that? Exactly.
It's fucking good.
Just
I don't need a reasoning. The reason is it's fucking good. Awesome. The reason is it's the best soda. And if you disagree with me, I'm gonna find where you live and I'm gonna fuck your mom. There's no other way around it. This is where this is going.
See, I think the only black
I've
cherry.
fucked many moms in my time. And
you've been with all the milfs.
Me, I'm just gonna have to add to my mom body count. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. I feel like the only black cherry I've had is Waterloo, but I don't think that really counts.
What is Waterloo?
It's
all right, Google,
it's some small brand thing, but I'm pretty sure it's more sparkling soda or sparkling water or something like that.
Waterloo, there it is. Waterloo sparkling water, black cherry, naturally flavored, 12 fluid ounce cans, pack of 12, 0 calories, 0 sugar or artificial sweeteners, 0 sodium. That sounds fucking horrible.
The only time I ever drank that though
It is black cherry, so it's probably not that bad.
Yeah. The only time I drank that was when recently I had food poisoning. Um
Literally 0 calories. Goddamn.
yeah. It's
So
really
then what's
weird.
in it? All right, hold on. Nutrition facts. Calories 0, total fat 0, sodium 0, total carbohydrates 0, protein 0. What the fuck is in it?
Water?
If everything's 0, then what's it? It's not just water. It's
What?
clearly not just water because it's fucking sparkling water with black cherry flavoring in it. So it's
Yeah.
not just water. So what the fuck's in it if everything's a 0?
Yeah, I guess you have to figure out what makes the black cherry flavoring.
Not
Does
a
it say it all?
significant source of saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, dietary fiber, vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. Ingredients: purified carbonated water, natural flavors. That's it. That's all that's in it.
Lovely.
Awesome.
Lovely. You know, you love to see it.
I don't. That shouldn't exist. That is. I don't like that. That is an affront to God.
I must
No
say,
part of that should exist.
of all the things we could have done in the first episode of this podcast, I did not realize we'd be talking about God and hell for as long as we have.
No, that came up quite a bit more. Came up a lot more than I thought it would. Oh, by the way, I'm a born again Christian now.
I'm sorry, what? Repeat that?
We're starting the podcast off with a whole new revelation. I'm a born again Christian now. How about that?
All right. All right, explain how you have
Okay.
become this way.
Um, I met with Lucy. For those who know what that means, they know what that means. You don't because you don't do drugs.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I don't do drugs, but
I mean, I'm sure you can piece together the context clues, but Friday night I happened to drop in on Lucy for a good 12 hours.
all right. Oh, I'll let the comments tell us what that means.
Yeah. You'll figure it out later. But
Mhm.
are you familiar with the concepts of God's ego death and God's last wish?
Ego death sounds familiar.
Well,
Last thing, no.
ego death in and of itself is its own concept, but specifically God's ego death is a whole nother thing.
No, then
See,
I guess not.
in ego death is some is
This is psychology, right?
mm,
Id, ego.
yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah. In ego death is not a is in psychology and storytelling. It's when somebody goes through a specific event that changes their whole like outlook on life. Essentially,
Mm-hmm.
it changes their outlook on life and the world and stuff, and they have like a revolutionary like oh shit kind of moment.
Yeah.
God's ego death, however, kind of falls into the other category of what an ego death is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, separated from storytelling and psychology, an ego death is normally known in like drugs and shit. Well, even then, in like when you do like psychedelic drugs, it's still like you do so much that your entire personality changes. But there's one more like description of what an ego death is, and that's like the physical separation of yourself from yourself. Usually saying like you're separating your soul from yourself. Now,
Okay.
God's ego death is the idea that when God created everything, it was this act of he split himself not only up into the Holy Trinity, but into infinite pieces in order to create literally everything. Which I
Okay.
mean, that kind of falls into the idea that God is in everything, or that everything is a part of God, which I'm sure people have heard Catholics and Christians say before, because like that's not exactly an uncommon thought to have with religious fanatics, but
Mm-hmm.
so God's ego death is essentially that when God created everything, he broke himself up into, he broke this figure of ultimate perfection, which is what God is assumed to be, into infinite pieces in order to create not only humanity, but everything we see around us, all of reality. Now, let's put that to the side for a second and talk about God's last wish.
All right.
So, in every religion, and like basically every religion, God or the gods' reason for creating life and humanity is pretty much described as being like trying to have a companion. I mean, imagine you're God and you are everything. There's nothing else, it's just you.
Okay.
You want something. That's boring. That's stupid. You want something else. So God created companionship. He wanted companionship. So he in this ultimate act of destruction, he created everything in order to have companionship in humanity, which in turn created free will. I mean, like a fucking he created us and gave us our free will through the act of him destroying himself because free will is technically like unholy or something. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
Whatever the doctrine says.
I'm just shooting hair out my ass over here. I don't know. But fucking yeah, I mean the theory goes that God created everything in order to give humanity a chance through free will and in order to have like a fucking companion and shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know what about that resonated with me.
Yeah. But
I did
I don't
not
know.
do that. I'm a little drunk right now, so I probably really butchered like all of that.
Oh, it
But
is an interesting idea.
yeah. Do you know what fractals are?
Oh, kind of. It's been a while since I thought of them, but
Yeah, I mean fractals are a bit of like a math thing,
yeah.
but they're also like the kind of patterns that people see when they're on psychedelic drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's believed that those fractals are the pieces of God that he broke himself into,
Huh.
which I think is neat.
Yeah, that's actually a
I
really
don't
neat
know.
way of thinking about that.
Do I believe it? A little bit, but
Not enough to be like,
not
it is the
wholeheartedly.
truth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Praise.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It's an interesting I've always just kind of been into like biblical lore. Not because I ever really believed in God, but just because biblical lore is really fucking interesting and
Mm-hmm.
really cool.
Oh yeah, like for me, it's like I've always sort of viewed like all like religious lessons and all that stuff as like always being rather fascinating because it's like because I don't know for me it's always been this like some of the stuff that they typically teach kids like from the Bible or whatever it's you a lot of it a good chunk of it is plausible like you can sort of see like okay that might have happened or
Yeah.
might have happened in this way and there are some things where
Maybe it's
that they say
supposed to be interpreted this way instead of in the literal sense.
yeah exactly because I know have you ever heard of the lost chapters of the Bible?
Oh, the Book of Enoch.
That I think that's one of them. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Um.
there's a lot of like non-canon books
Hmm.
and scripture that were written, but the
Yeah.
only reason they're not canon is because they weren't written specifically by the 12 apostles.
Yeah.
But no, the Book of Enoch is one of like the more famous ones.
Yeah. Because I know
So yeah,
I've.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because I remember like I learned about that recently, and I was just like, well, not recently, like a
The
year
Book of
ago.
Enoch talks about a wizard battle between the Apostle Paul and some other dude, which is really fucking cool. And Paul, through the might of God, smited this wizard, and I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah, because I really liked there's probably one of the chapters where there are dragons in the Bible.
Yeah, yeah, the fucking Leviathan and shit.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay. I'm like, can we make Bible lessons out of these, please? Like that'd be fun.
Is this the kind of shit that I can learn about in CCD and not Jesus? I know who Jesus is. I know about Jesus. I get it. I know about his crucifixion and him dying for us. And I want to learn about the Leviathan and dragons and shit. I want to
Yeah.
learn about. I want to learn about the child that was naked except for like the white linen robe that was running through the streets after Jesus was captured in fucking by the Roman soldiers and crucified.
Yeah.
Do you know that fucking story?
Oh yeah. Well, I like it. That story's always great. It's just there's only so many times you can tell the story before, it kind of like runs its course in new lessons being learned.
Yeah.
Which is like, I
But,
know
like-
for me, it's like, I feel like it's like, however long I did religious school, it was like 6 years or whatever, at church or like youth group or whatever. It was like, it seemed like every single year they spent a month or 2 months just talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. So I'm like, I understand this is important, but
Like I've heard. I think I get the idea now. Can we talk
Yeah.
about something else?
yeah, can we talk about like
Something I
the
don't know
Old
about.
Testament or something like that?
Yeah, let's
or-
talk about the flood and what really happened with the flood and why that happened.
Yeah,
Fuck no, fuck Noah's Ark. I want to know about the flood itself.
yeah, yeah. Like
Tell me
that.
about the Tower of Babel. There's a lot of I'm gonna be honest. I see a lot of memes about the Tower of Babel, like constantly.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Like I've seen quite a few things as well, and I'm always just
It's
like,
funny.
yeah,
My boss decided to build a tower to the heavens, and now I have to learn 3 different languages. Like that's fucking funny. That's funny.
yeah,
And it's written in
Oh.
Greek.
oh god,
Yeah, but the fucking the child though that like after Jesus was captured and crucified, the child that was running through the streets in nothing but the linen cloak, being chased by the guard. That's a really interesting story because what I just said is all that's explained in the Bible.
yeah,
But if you really dig into it, there's a whole explanation behind what that is. Because, like, I mean, after the whole crucifixion, it just kind of mentions that, just like out of nowhere, with no explanation. But
Yeah.
now, during the Last Supper, there was a point where Jesus said the name of God. Because he's Christ. He's part of the Holy Trinity, so he's technically God himself. So he knows one of the true names of God, and it's said that uttering the true name of God has its own power behind it, power enough to be able to raise the dead. Now, this child was running in a white silk like robe kind of thing, like a not necessarily a toga, but like a thick sash kind
Yeah.
of robe.
Mhm.
And if you learn about like Roman culture, which I have done a lot of, that kind of garb is usually what they dress the dead up in. So it's postulated that this child that is just mentioned for no reason in the Bible was actually a dead child that was raised from the dead after Jesus said, "I am Yahweh," or whatever the fuck he said. After he said, "I am the true name of God," insert the true name of God here. And he rose from the dead and started running through the town, to which a fucking Roman guard started chasing after him.
Yeah.
Which I think personally is a really fucking cool story. but it's not important enough for anybody to truly focus on. But it's still a cool fucking story, you know?
Yeah, like that's one of the things that's like I wish I would have learned more about as a youth in
Yeah.
any of the like youth groups and any of that sort of stuff.
The Leviathan is
Mhm.
Satan.
Now I don't
It
know
is.
I don't know how we segue out of this onto a new topic. but
That's true. Yeah, let's. I don't want the whole fucking podcast talking about biblical lore.
yeah.
Let's get off this topic. God damn it.
All right. I want to talk about a royal, well, not a royal screw up, but an interesting screw up that I did
I'm laughing at
this
people who
week.
do royal screw ups. Please explain so that I may laugh at you.
So as you know, James, and people here don't really know, I
But I
have
do.
3 part-time jobs right now.
Wait, 3? I'm only tracking 2.
Remember, I have library, video game
Oh, the
company,
library. That's right. Yeah, no, it was the
and
library I didn't know. Because you're the
yeah.
game journalist and you're running the entirety of PR for an international gaming company. Which, by the way, still fucking baffles my mind how you managed to pick that up. But you know what? Good for you,
Yeah.
honestly. That's money in the
Um,
bank right there.
yeah. So
But also the library.
one of those for one of those jobs, I'm not going to say which one it is. Uh
Yeah.
there
Don't incriminate
was
yourself.
yeah. Uh I came up with an idea for a video series to do.
Okay.
With
Okay.
some of the staff at one of those companies. And everyone was like, "Oh, it's such a great idea, da da da. Yeah, we're on board, sure, we'll do da 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 da." So I was like, "Okay, everyone likes this idea. This is great.
Fucking smart.
Let me just
Okay, I'll do it then.
let me." So I worked on the guidelines and the questions and yada yada. Because there's gonna be more interviews sort of set up.
Okay. All right.
Uh, and so I got everyone's emails from the database that we have, and then I sent out said emails. And I was like, okay, good, it's done. I was waiting for replies, yada yada. So I went off and I think I went off and finished off the remastering of the Mafia game. I don't know if you ever played that.
Oh,
I
I know about them. I've never personally played them though.
yeah,
I should.
I
I'm
went
very uncultured.
yeah, but I went off and finished that game, which that was like hour and a half, 2 hours I had left, so I just finished it up.
Fuck it. That's like part of an afternoon.
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, let me check my email to see if I got any replies. Didn't see anything. I'm like, all right, well, it is, a Friday night, is like whatever. People probably relaxing, enjoying themselves. So I just was doing other things, and then I got an email that was of the that was saying I have a notification. I have a message notification. I'm like, okay, let me check it. And on a conversation thread that I have with all my coworkers on this thing, someone was like, "Is this a phishing email?" And it was just my email that I'd sent out to them because they had forgotten about this thing. Some of them, and they were just like really concerned because they're just like this is asking for a lot of things and da 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 da, and they were just like, some people were just freaking out, just being like, "Oh my god, we've been hacked," and da da da. I'm like, no, that's
What's
me.
going on? We're gonna die! The company's been overrun! No. It's just me.
Yeah.
I just worded it
Yeah.
weird. It just looks like chainmail. It's not actually chainmail. Please don't fire me.
Yeah. But like I felt really bad. I'm like, well, I guess I should have sent a separate notification saying that I was sending an email before sending the email.
Or you could have
But-
just put in the email, "Hey, this is Matt. this isn't chainmail.
Oh, I did.
This
I
is
did.
a notification. Really? And they still thought it was chainmail.
Yeah, I identified who I was, why I was messaging them, yada yada yada. Even gave.
Well, then they're just fucking stupid. End of story.
I think they're just being cautious, because, like, I could easily see, because what is it? I got like, I know today, like, you know how a lot of people have been doing the Discord Nitro scams?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
never get
some
me with that shit. I'm too smart.
There's someone on, I think it's Steven's Discord server. Someone who I'm like, I don't even think I'm friends with this person.
Too many people
But they messaged me. They messaged me today, and they're just like, "Here, this is for you." And it's a link, and it says Discord Nitro for a month. I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
I think I'm smarter than that.
I was just like, I am not starting my day this way.
Listen, if some rando decides,
A mighty burp.
Oh, that tasted like Popeyes. Probably because I ate Popeyes for dinner. Not the point. If some rando fucking DM me on Discord about Discord Nitro, I'm either going to assume it's some dumbass from the Discord team, and I'm going to tell them to fuck off anyway, or I'm going to assume it's a scammer, in which case I'm going to tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I already think that Discord Nitro itself is a scam. So, I mean, either way, I'm not gonna fucking go for Discord. I think I'm in the safe realm, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna fall for the Discord Nitro scam because I'm not gonna fall for Discord Nitro itself.
Yeah.
Because Discord Nitro is a scam and a waste of money. Fuck you, Wumpus. Whatever your fucking mascot's name is. Fuck you.
Wumpus?
Trying to be fucking... Yeah, the fucking Discord mascot. His name's Wumpus.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that they did that.
Been fucking chewing on the wires, bro. That's whoopsie daisies. We're going through some maintenance. Like, fuck you. Just tell me you're going through maintenance. I don't give a shit about Wumpus. Who is that? Who cares?
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm very opinionated on this topic.
I think we have our title right there. Wampus Goes to Hell.
Yep. Wumpus. That's the title. Fuck Wumpus.
Oh my
There you
goodness. But yeah.
Man, I had some dude like a couple of months ago try to use my Discord to hack into my Steam.
What?
Like alright, so I'm on this Discord server, right?
Yeah.
It's a Discord server for this VR game that's still in like development called Zenith.
Mm-hmm.
It's this game I'm super fucking excited about, right? It's this VR fucking like fully MMO like RPG game.
Okay.
And it's like multiplayer Skyrim Cyberpunk in VR. And I'm like, just that concept alone, I'm all for. But seeing, after joining the Discord and seeing a lot of the fucking screenshots and the fucking concept videos, I'm like, yo, I'm all fucking for this.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's besides the point. One of the guys in that server, which I realized after clicking on his profile and being all like, oh, servers we're in together. It's like, oh, Zenith MMO. I'm like, oh, okay. He DM'd me on Discord. He's all like, yo, so I did a oopsie and I may have accidentally reported your profile when I was trying to report somebody else, and I think they're like masquerading as you. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a serious problem.
Yeah.
So what's up? And he's like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what's up. Contact this dude on Discord. He's a Steam like developer, and he'll help get you straight away. And right then and there, I'm like, okay. First of all, Steam developers work through Steam,
Yeah.
not Discord.
Yeah.
And he's all like, oh yeah, this guy's Steam profile is like full when it comes to friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't accept any more friends, so you have to you gotta contact him through Discord. First red flag right there. And I'm like, all right, clearly there's something fucking weird going on here, but I'll play your game. I'll
Yeah.
play your game for now. Fuck it, let's have some fun. So he sent me a profile. I fucking friended him on Discord. I started talking to him, and I said, "Hey, this dude decided." Like, I sent him basically an explanation of the fucking quote unquote situation, which, by the way, didn't fucking happen at all.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him that. And he's like, okay, cool. Send me screenshots of the fucking DMs as proof. I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it, whatever. I know it's the same guy at this point, but I sent him fucking screenshots anyway. It's literally just the same guy.
Yeah.
But I sent him the screenshots. I'm like, yeah, so this happened. This is what he said. Bam, bam, boom, bam. And he's like, okay, I want to walk you through some steps on your Steam profile. First and foremost, I realized that there's not a fucking phone number attached to your Steam profile. He put one in there. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I did. And I went on Google. I looked up a local Papa John's and I put that phone number in there. I'm like, okay, I put a phone number in my profile. He's like, okay, cool, good. Now, I see you got a fucking email and shit and all this. Fucking, what? God, let me see if I can still find him in my friends list, because I'm pretty sure he's still in here. It's a People's Guy? No, that's not it. It's fucking... I gotta find this. I genuinely have to find this, because it was fucking funny. That's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Oh shit, did I fucking pass it? Did I delete it?
I mean, I would.
No. Yeah, I probably did, but... Oh, I found it. Okay. Fucking... Alright, kindly take a screenshot of any Steam purchase receipts you have received on your email, please, so that I can check and scan if you are purchasing legally on Steam. That's what he said next. And I'm like, okay. And then I waited like 20 minutes. And then I came back, I'm like, so I can't access my email at the moment. And he's like, all right, fine. All right, hold on. I'm going to check account status. Since you only linked email on your Steam account, we suggest that you also need to associate your phone number on... Oh, yeah. Okay. So that was the phone number after I said,
That's where Papa John's
phone number
came in.
added. Yeah. That's when I put the Papa John's email in there. It's like, also Steam user... Which, I mean, he referred to me as Steam user, and I want to make this abundantly clear right now. He is now a deleted user on Discord. I'm pretty sure I helped with that. Because I immediately reported him. But he said, also Steam user, kindly log out of your Steam account on your Steam application so that the system can start the scanning of your account status and to avoid conflicts on our database when the validation starts. And I'm like, that's a lot of buzzwords that make no fucking sense. There's the fucking confirmation this dude thinks I'm retarded. So I don't log out, but I say, okay, 1 second. 2 hours later, I don't say shit. And he's like, all right, so what now? I'm like, don't worry, I'm working on it. Another 2 hours goes by. I'm like, are you still there? No reply. No reply. He just doesn't fucking answer. I'm like, oh, he's on to me now. So I sent another fucking tag. I'm like, yo, am I unbanned or not? And still no fucking reply. And right after that, I saw his account was deleted on Discord. I'm like, got him. Got him.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
I love wasting time when it comes to scam. I love wasting scammers' time. Because you know they only work on like one case at a time. So if you just fuck with them for hours on end, that's just hours of revenue lost for them.
Exactly, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I did that fucking shit on WhatsApp not too long ago.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I had a fucking crypto scammer try and fucking DM me, which is a whole long fucking story, but I impersonated a Boeing engineer from Philadelphia and pretended I was like 52 years old. And so like, oh,
Uh,
don't worry, I'll help you set up your fucking I'll help you set up your crypto profile and help you start trading and shit. I'm like, this dude, and then he sent me like a video, like a really sketchy video recorded on a really shitty phone of like a crypto wallet
okay.
that was very obviously like him scamming people. But it wouldn't be obvious to people who don't know crypto.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him like, oh, okay. Now I see what's going. Now I see why he's fucking DMing me. I'm a fuck with him. And for 3 days straight, I fucked. He tried to get me to download some program and make an account, which I knew just from the link itself, which I knew was a fucking IP grabber. I'm just like, I'm not gonna fucking click this link. I'm not that fucking stupid. But I'm gonna say I did, and I'm gonna say I made an account. And I kept telling him, yeah, this is my account, this is my email that I used. I used some stupid fucking email like buttfucker69 as my email. And I'm like, please don't laugh, I swear it's a real email. And I got him to believe me on that, because I swear to fucking God, these people are retarded. And it went on like that for 3 fucking days before I finally got fed. I'm like, I don't really care anymore. Listen, I know you're a crypto scammer. Fuck off. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? What are you talking about? I'm like, dude, just go away. He's like, and he never messaged me again. And I got like
Oh
three more since
gosh.
then. And all three of them, I'm like, listen, I know you're a crypto scammer. Fuck off. No reply.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I love
scammers are
doing shit like
always
that.
yeah, it's always great when you can mess with any sort of scammer. Like when you
Yeah.
cuz for most of them it's like
They're trying to mess with you, so mess with them back. They
yeah,
deserve it.
but for the most part it's like they make such ridiculous like concepts for their scams
Yeah.
where they think that most intelligent
Shit
people will
only
ignore
like
it.
old people would fucking buy.
Yeah.
Like, if you're above the age of 50 and not well in tuned with the internet, you'll probably fucking believe that shit. But
Mhm.
anyone our age who has grown up with the internet, like, dude, you're fucking fuck off. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like cuz the weirdest scam I ever had was there was someone who messaged me cuz at one point I think I might still be. I don't know what happened to the Discord exactly, this Discord server. Um but at one point I was in like a like writers Discord. So it was like a bunch of people writing everything from fiction to poetry, whatever.
Yeah, I
Um,
like writing.
yeah. And I got a DM one day from someone in that group being like, "Hey, we want to publish your story." And for me, I'm just like, "What
Oh.
story? I don't have
I
like
never published any.
yeah, I haven't
I didn't
published
put anything
anything."
out in this fucking server. I
Yeah.
never said I wrote anything. What the
Well,
fuck are you talking about?
like I know like when they sent a message, it was like a week or 2 weeks after I had put something out on my website of like 10 story ideas I had where I pitched 10 stories.
Well, yeah, but
I'm
those are
sure.
just story
Like,
ideas.
yeah, but,
So if they were going off of that alone, they're just dumb.
well, and they were saying like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
scammers are dumb.
they were saying like, they specifically listed this one story. Um, and there's like, we'd really like you to write it so that we can publish it for you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay. I'm like, what? And for me, it's like, obviously, getting published as a writer is a very difficult thing.
yeah. Publication is like a rite of passage, so to speak.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, okay, what does this
What are the
entail?
details?
Yeah.
What are the details? What do
Um
I gotta do?
so they
Give
were
us your fucking social security number and all the numbers on your credit card.
well no, they weren't going that way. They weren't doing anything
You
like
better
that.
imagine.
I know. They gave me two contracts to choose from. One was a
Okay.
contract where they paid $1,500 up front, and then I would get like I think 10% on all sales of the book, and they own the rights to the book.
Okay.
Whereas the other contract was, I think it was like $1,000 or $800 up front, and then I would make 30% on all sales.
Hmm.
Um,
What was the
and
first contract again?
the first contract was 1,500 up front and 10% of all sales. And the second one
Opposed
was,
to
about 800 up front with
and 30%.
30% of all sales.
All right, let's assume this is
And
real.
then-
The first contract is the one I would go for.
And the other thing is the other difference is the second contract, I would still own the full rights to the story.
Okay, that's why it's only 10%.
Yeah. And so and so I was like, okay, can you provide me any proof that you are a legitimate publisher?
No, I cannot.
And they had
Just trust me. Please, just trust me.
and they had sent me an a link, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna click on that link, but let me at least look up
Yeah, you never
the
click on
name that
link.
was in the link to see what
Especially
came
if it's a bit.ly link, never click on the link.
up. Yeah. And so I clicked
Or a tiny URL.
yeah, so I went on Google and I looked up the company name that they were using and all that stuff. And
Good call.
instantly I ran into something that gave me red flags, which was like the site was up, but the only thing was the front page was said new website coming soon, please stay tuned.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, that's
That's
bit
gonna
of
be a no from me, dog.
yeah, I'm like, that's a major red flag. So let me
Yeah, that's
let me
that's
dig
red
a bit
flag right there.
deeper. And I had from my alma mater, I was in a group with a bunch of professors and other writers and like people on campus who had been published, and those who are trying to get published.
Yeah.
I was in a Facebook group of that sort. And so I messaged them. I'm like, hey, I've gotten this thing and da 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 da. Like, I think they're fake, but I just want to be sure and yada yada. What do you guys think of it? And the one professor that replied was not helpful at all.
Oh.
She essentially, she told me that this sounded to her like a general,
Oh, okay.
like this sounded to her like a general scam. And that she said that she's heard of previous scams before, and she's like, but they're sometimes made by illegitimate publishers and sometimes made by legitimate publishers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that doesn't really help me know if this is a legitimate publisher or not. This doesn't answer my question, but okay. But so then
fair enough, but also, can I get a little bit more on that?
yeah. So I just ignored the Discord DM, and they never messaged me again. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna assume I've dodged a bullet here.
Because you
For
did.
now. Yeah.
Because you absolutely did.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, because I know,
Yeah, no, they were trying to fuck you there. They had the fake website and they were like professional scammers. Like they had the fucking website and everything. but they fell from grace. They went after you after their grace period, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like they had their peak and then fell from it and then tried to come after you as a way to recompense for that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I gotta piss like really, really badly.
All right, so we want to
I'll
call this
be
the end of a podcast? Because we've been an hour.
Oh shit, has it been an hour?
It's been an hour now, just about.
Wow, that was a fast fucking hour.
All
Alright. Shit. I guess that's the hour.
right, thank you everyone for watching, and we will potentially be back if you love our stupidity.
So hard to say it, but darling, let's
Dabba
face
dub do.
it, these feelings